Hi, everyone. Just looking now at our toolbar again in our drawing tool section. And we're going to look at the eraser tool, the background eraser tool, and the magic eraser tool today. So first of all, let's start with the eraser tool. You have your normal options of size, opacity, and then you have type, pencil, brush, or block, and you have the brush tip size. So you know, the eraser tool changes pixels in the image as you drag through them. For example, now the pixels are changing to the background color black because my background layer over here is locked. And on the top right here in the layers panel is that little lock means that my layer is locked. So I'm going to go back to my original and I want to show you the difference. So if the layer is unlocked, then the pixels are changed by this eraser tool to transparent pixels. And you'll be able to see that because it looks like a checkerboard grid. So I'm going to unlock this, but first of all, always our first step is to duplicate. So there's my original, there's my after that I'm working on. Okay, so I'm going to unlock that layer, and now when I drag over, I'm actually creating transparent. So that means that everything I'm getting rid of is gone, and basically whatever I retain here is what remains. So I'm going to get in there nice and close. Again, that's Alt and mouse wheel. I'm changing my brush size with the square brackets and just get nice and close to him here. And of course, you know, another way to do this is to probably go right into your selection tool and select him and erase everything else. And I'll show you how to do that really quickly. But the idea here is the eraser tool will erase the background if the layer is unlocked. And right now I'm getting it down to a point where it will just be him. But for the purposes of this demonstrating this tool, you get the gist of it. If the background layer or the layer is locked, and that's indicated by a little lock on the layer panel, it means that it will replace the pixels I drag over with this tool, replace them to just the background layer's color. Now, if you're having that issue and it's replacing it with a color, that's because your transparency or your pixels are locked. You would have to go over to the layers panel and basically unlock it by double clicking it like I did, getting to this point where I can just change everything to a transparent background and leave him by himself. And I'll show you the implications of that and why in 1 second here. I know it's a rough job. I didn't get right in there, but I can if I wish. I just haven't done it. For the purposes of this, I just want to show you why this matters. Once he's down to this layer, I can grab him, move him around, put him on top of something else as a single piece. So nothing goes with him, just him. So I can put him floating in air. I can put him on top of something new. I can put him in a different environment, but it's just him over a transparent layer. So now he's around, so what's surrounding him is invisible and see-through. So if I can put him into any image now to create a new scene with a new person. So back up here, as promised, one faster way to do this is use your selection tool. Again, select him, just him. Right, roughly. And to do a better selection job, you'd want to zoom in, like I'm going to do, and subtract pieces we don't want, as before. And I do that by clicking on Subtract here on the Options menu, and just get it in, you know, relatively close to him. And again, if I need to add like part of his chin, I can click on the Add part of this on the Options menu and re-add a piece. Okay, do that subtly and carefully. As you can see, it picks up more than you usually want. So get in there, nice and close. And generally, just the idea is to select him. Back to the eraser tool. Remember to unlock your layer. And if I select him, I can erase him out of the picture. If I select the background, I can erase the background. So we'll go back. Whatever I'm selecting is what I'm removing. So keep that in mind. So we'll select him. We'll select a big piece, maybe the sky. And just for the demonstration purposes, maybe I'll select everything but the rock he's laying on. Again, be very careful. I'll zoom out. Make sure I've got it. Got him. I'm just a little piece here I need to subtract. And we are there, and we are ready. And we grab our eraser tool, and oh, I didn't unlock the background, so we'll back up. Double click that background layer. Double click unlock it, I should say. And use the eraser tool, and he will not be affected by your erasing because you've selected the area you would like to remove. He's not impacted by that because you did not select him, you subtracted him. So it does matter if you subtract or add. But in this case, he's all gone. Now imagine taking this rock and him laying on it and adding that piece, right? As I said, adding this piece to a new image. Maybe it's an image of a bunch of asteroids and he's floating on one. But the idea is you can bring him into something else. And that, my friends, is the eraser tool. Now, variations of that, we have the magic eraser tool. This changes all similar pixels when you drag within a photo. If you're working in a layer with lock transparency, the pixels again will change the background color. Otherwise, the pixels are erased to transparency. You can choose to erase contiguous pixels only or all similar pixels in the current layer. So I'll give you a demonstration. This one we're talking about is a magic eraser tool right here. Again, be very careful of your tolerance level. The more you increase this, the more it selects. We're going to unlock the background layer by double clicking on the lock. And as you can see, I'm just clicking once here. I'm not even dragging it really. And it's selecting pieces of similar pixels. So you can see it sort of does it selectively. You can do this in more intricate things where you want to remove pieces, but not all. Get rid of smaller, more refined parts. Now, if I was going to increase the tolerance level of that, I'll show you what happens. Right? It selects all of it. So it's quite a difference. Even at a high tolerance, I'm already losing pieces of him, or even at a small tolerance. Okay, so we'll go back up, and again, contiguous. And when I click on it, double click that layer. Okay, same idea. Lower that down, take off contiguous, you get the idea. Okay, so that's pattern, detail, finer details in the picture. But the idea here is that you can select it piece by piece, as I'm doing with the Magic Eraser tool, and it takes pieces as we go. Pieces of similar pixels. Okay, and that is the Magic Eraser. And another variation of the eraser tool is the background eraser tool. You have a tolerance level on this as well, and you have contiguous or discontiguous. Double click on the lock. Come in here, increase your brush size if you wish. And this simply removes the background. Very similar to the eraser tool too. Okay, the easiest way to use this tool is to select what you want to erase and get rid of it. If it's a patch of pattern, color, etc., the magic eraser, but most often used is the eraser tool or the background eraser tool. I can lower tolerance, I can increase tolerance on this as well. Increase or lower size, discontiguous as well, which does a much smaller, more refined piece as I'm doing it. Okay, same idea, all three have the same purpose. Get rid of a background, move him into something else. In order to do that, I will give you an example in the next tutorial. But there you go, the eraser tool, the magic eraser tool, and the background eraser tool at your disposal.